Hey there, bookworms, and welcome to Noise in a Book. Today I am going to be reviewing Liaisons Dangereuses. I'm sure I murdered that. By Christopher Hampton. The reason I picked up this play when I was in high school, and actually just it's a very good play, but the reason I picked it up was because Alan Rickman played the Vicomte in the original cast. Right there. Right there. Oh, there. That's him. Alan Rickman is one of my favorite actors of all time. So I picked up this play when I was in high school, and I loved it. Our two main characters are the Marquise and the Vicomte. They're almost like bros, except that he really wants to sleep with her. They talk about how they use sex to humiliate and degrade. They use sex and love as a weapon against the rest of the people in their circles whenever they're slighted against. Kind of like a friendly one-upmanship. This time the Vicomte has decided that he is going to go after the virtuous and married Madame de Tourvel, I believe is how you pronounce it, Tourvel. This play is so fast-paced. It's so clever. I've been fortunate to see it both in a few different movie adaptations as well as in a live theater performance. The wordplay is so much fun. You have some like sexy wordplay going on in there. Very fun read in a very dark way. It's fun in the way that like House of Cards is fun. In that kind of, oh dear God, what are these people doing kind of way. This takes place in pre-French Revolution. The hardest part with plays is that you never get any kind of inner monologue unless it's a soliloquy. And you don't get a lot of description except for stage movement. But what I really love about Christopher Hampton, what he's done in this play, is you can tell so much from the characters based on their conversation. This is a speech from pretty early on in the play that she gives to the Vicomte, and it gives us a little bit of her history. When I came out into society, I'd already realized that the role I was condemned to, namely to keep quiet and do as I was told, gave me the perfect opportunity to listen and pay attention. Not to what people told me, which was naturally of no interest, but to whatever it was they were trying to hide. I practiced detachment. I learned how to smile pleasantly. Under the table I stuck a fork into the back of my hand. I became not merely impenetrable, but a virtuoso of deceit. Needless to say, at that stage nobody told me anything, and it wasn't pleasure I was after, it was knowledge. But then, in the interests of furthering that knowledge, I told my confessor I'd done everything. His reaction was so appalled, I began to get a sense of how extreme pleasure might be. No sooner had I made this discovery than my mother announced my marriage, so I was able to contain my curiosity and arrived in Monsieur de Maitreel's arms a virgin. All in all, Maitreel gave me little cause for complaint, and the minute I began to find him something of a nuisance, he very tactfully died. I used my year of mourning to complete my studies. I consulted the strictest moralists to learn how to appear, philosophers to find out what to think, and novelists to see what I could get away with. And finally, I was well placed to perfect my techniques. You learn so much about the Marquise in just this little paragraph, just smiling pleasantly while someone sticks a fork into the back of their hand. That not only suggests severe discipline, which is how she uses it, as she disciplined herself, it also suggests someone who is miserable and in extreme pain, in emotional turmoil that is nothing to sticking a fork in the back of your hand. She has very carefully constructed her facade. When her husband died, she talked to people who could tell her what she should be thinking. She talked to people who could tell her how she should be acting, and then she found a bunch of creative people to tell her exactly what she could get away with. Really, my only problem with this play is the one intelligent, clever, witty, self-aware, strong woman is kind of the villain. I could definitely understand where her bitterness comes from, in the sense of she has to hide everything about everything that she is in order to fit in the society. Then you have Madame de Tourvel, who is quote-unquote moral and a good person, but she's also very timid, and she's also a little simple. And if you're looking at a very simple woman and a very complex, intelligent woman, and one of them is the villain, and the simple one is considered the perfect woman, that doesn't sit well with me. It's very cleverly written. It's a very nice love story. Tragic, but nice. I decided to give it 4 out of 5 stars. Definitely check it out, especially if you need to read a play for something. This one is very fast-paced and a lot of fun, especially if you like historical fiction or anything that takes place in pre-revolutionary France, so like Marie Antoinette and the court of Louis XVI. It's not that long of a read, and it's so very good. If the plot sounds good, but you're not really like someone who can read plays because you prefer to have those descriptions and the inner monologues and all of that. There are several wonderful film adaptations of Liaisons Dangereuses, and the movie Cruel Intentions with Sarah Michelle Gellar is also a fantastic modernized adaptation of this play. Especially if you read this and like it, then definitely check out Cruel Intentions. I wanted to let you know, I had someone say that they subscribed to me on my Google Plus page, Drowning in Books, but I can't find your channel anywhere. I searched for it all in one word on YouTube, and I searched for it all spaced out, and I went through filters. I couldn't find you. So if you could comment below here on YouTube, that way I can subscribe to you, because I do like subscribing to everyone who subscribes to me. Can never get enough BookTube. History of Rome is going very well. Thank you so much for reading, and have a great day. Today I have a Lion King mug. I also got this in New York, but on a different New York trip. I'm surrounded by idiots! I love Scar. He's one of my favorite villains. He's so creepy.